Hey everybody, Blonde Wave back. I'm Aaron.
I'm Eric.
We have our Q&A for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode 2. And Eric, we had several questions about a lot of stuff.
We did.
But a lot of it, I think, is pertaining to what the heck's going on with Gemma.
Yeah, a lot of people are just talking about Gemma, which obviously we are dying to talk about it. So, I think we have a good amount of questions here, though.
Yeah.
So we should probably go right into it.
Yeah, let's jump into some of the questions.
Let's do it.
We had V. Bane, who asks, so what are the odds that this isn't really Gemma? She doesn't appear to have the cut that we saw in the first episode, and I'm scared as heck that it's going to turn out to be a Skrull or something along those lines.
Okay, now Marvel owns the rights to the Skrulls as a species, but not like individual characters like Super Skrull. But what are the chances? I have to say none, because she lays her head down on his lap at the end of the episode.
Yeah, it seems like a very Gemma thing that would
I don't think that a imposter would think to do something like that.
Yeah, unless she somehow had memories. But I don't know that she would do that, especially if he wasn't awake.
I mean, at the most, maybe she's infected with something, or a parasite, or something like that. I could see that, but the odds of it being like a doppelganger, I think, are practically zero.
I think you're right on that, just because of that last little shot of that. Isa Cervante says, do you think Gemma is an inhuman? I think we kind of covered this last Q&A. We have seen the monolith melt just near Inhumans, like back in the ship in Season 2.
Yeah.
In this episode, it just melted after Daisy arrives. Maybe Gemma is an inhuman, but as she still hasn't gone through the change, maybe it's less intense signal for the monolith or something. I think it might be a good possibility.
It's a good possibility, though I think last episode, remember there was a part where I kept saying, where's Sky? I don't see Sky. I don't see Daisy. And it was doing its stuff. So, that could have been a scene in which there was no inhuman present.
It also did it in the belly of the ship when nothing was around either. Yeah. Back in last season.
Though, we don't know what's on the other side of the gate that might be triggering. Maybe there's an inhuman on that side.
Yeah, well, that's what the Asgardian said, too.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what's triggering it? He's like, I match it to everything. Lunar, tides, whatever. He's like, on this planet.
Okay.
So there could be something on the other planet that's triggering it just as much as on our planet.
Yeah. I don't think there's enough evidence to show that it's an absolute certainty that it does it with Inhumans, but if they went that way, I think that they've laid the groundwork enough for it. So I'd be interested to see Gemma as an Inhuman. And as I said in the reaction, she was so against powered people last season, it would be kind of poetic for her to
show powers.
Yeah, but I think we got to get through a lot of psychological damage of her being gone for 6 months.
If she just gets powers right now, and if she has the psychological damage, I think she might.
Yeah.
I think it's more likely to see her turn villainish.
Maybe join up with Ward
or Lash.
No. I don't want this to happen. Fitz has earned this. Give him a week. Give him a week of just holding some hands, getting ice cream, just let him have a week. Damn it.
All right. Let's get to Caleb S., who says the Inhumans somehow feared this monolith. The legend of the Kree stone was passed down to each generation. I guess the stone hunted down Inhumans. Do you think that Simmons is an Inhuman? Same kind of thing with that. Because when Fitz went all crazy, the monolith Kree never reacted. Yeah. And do you think the blue planet is somehow associated with the Kree? So it is. The monolith is a Kree artifact, right?
It's a Kree thing. Now, I had this theory I think I said it last episode, where I think the monolith is some kind of fail-safe program that they put in whenever they're doing these experiments on different planets and they're mixing Kree DNA with other species. They use this kind of thing as a last resort. Hey, if things go really wrong, we can't let these things get out and people see what we're doing. We put this portal here. Anytime anything goes crazy, it'll go symbiotic. Take them back to one of our backwater planets where you have things that kill people or Inhumans or something like that. I don't know. And then we leave them there to rot or to do further experimentations or to kill them. I think that's what it is. So I think that he's on or he or she, what's the name?
Yeah, Caleb S.
I think Caleb is
on the right track.
That?
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that. All right, Q&A for SC341USMC.
Okay.
I asked the previous question thinking that if the monolith was triggered by an alien or a human presence, why did Daisy have to vibrate the crap out of it to make it all blob up. If her presence as an inhuman was a trigger, shouldn't it have done that in the secret pit without her having to force it to?
Well, it kind of... every time we've seen it do it, it only does it for a couple seconds and it goes back up, you know?
Yeah.
So even in
or
her
it does
presence...
it, grabs it or whatever, or even whenever Fitz, they got him out of it, it blobbed and then right back up. That's true.
I don't think it's meant to be used as a doorway. It's meant to be used as a
Here's something we
door.
need, grab it. Yeah,
it's
like a trapdoor spider.
Exactly.
There's a...
Yeah. It's not meant to be a door. So Daisy has to use her power to actually keep it open long enough.
I can see that. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Mr. Robot. He has a question of, do you think whatever was chasing Jemma also did something to her genetically? No human could survive another alien environment for 6 months without food or water. Do you think that she was held somewhere first and then escaped?
I have no idea. I did feel like in the first episode when we saw her, I felt like I could hear like barking.
I feel like something was chasing her for sure, you know? Like something was.
How did she survive for 6 months? I mean, they shot a flare down in there, and the flare is what brought her back.
Yeah, she saw the flare, so she headed towards where the portal was. But as far as like eating, drinking, you know, getting rest, surviving the environments. I mean, 6 months anywhere, even on Earth, you could die.
Yeah, that's true. Unless maybe time is relative, which it is. Time is relative. Maybe she's on a planet that's next to a more massive sun, and time goes much slower, and she was only there for like a day. That could be something. I doubt it.
Yeah, that sounds kind of a little weird.
It seems more likely that she was probably either captured or contained, or I don't know. I'm really interested to see what's going to happen.
We don't know where she popped out at, you know? So, see, that's the thing, too. Like, is that portal always just where Fitz came out at when he went through? Is that just where it always takes them?
Mm-hmm.
Or does it depend where it is, like, on the Earth?
Yeah.
You know, like,
that's true.
Because, like, nothing was there when he came out, you know? You figure if they made a portal to, like, capture these things, that it would take you to, like, a facility or something, you know? Not just in the middle of, like, a desert.
Maybe she showed up there, got captured, escaped, and went back looking for a place, and then we'll see the flare like when we come to it.
That could be. Yeah. All right. Alan Mitchell. Do you fellas think that the predator that stalked her on the blue planet will be able to find another way onto Earth to come get her? What do you think are her hidden inhuman abilities then? Is Simmons a moonstone?
I don't know.
So if she was going to have powers, what could they be?
Something related that she could use for science would be awesome.
See, I don't know if it's going to be just that. I mean, Joey didn't do anything with metal, and he melts metal, right?
Well, I mean, I know that that's not how it's caused. Yeah. It's a random thing, but it would be cool if, you know...
I want her to be able to phase through stuff.
Phasing would be interesting.
I mean, that's how she escaped.
Yeah.
You know?
Honestly, a superpower of just, like, full-on love for Fitz would be nice. You know? More lap head sitting.
Yes, that's all she does.
Yeah.
Just puts her head in his lap.
Honestly, I mean, I think that Fitz and Simmons are compelling without a power right now. If she's an inhuman, if all that stuff happens, I'm along for the ride. Mm-hmm. But I don't need that to happen, really. I just want... I want them to just get together. You know? I'm not really a shipper.
There's been so many seasons going on with this. Like, you just want to see them be happy,
I'm not one of those guys that have, like, a certain ship and they root for it, and if they don't get it, then they're devastated. But I really want those two to get together. Done such a good job with not put, you know, the artificial things they put between them, like, are actually enjoyable to watch. I mean, it's hard to watch Fitz go through everything he went through last season, but it's so worth it to see him now, like, without fear, no hesitation. I'm going to save her, and nothing will stop me, even my own brain damage.
I enjoyed that a lot. Like, just comparing him to, like, season 1 of what he would be like, I can't imagine him doing that back then. But now, like, I'm like, yeah, Fitz.
Exactly.
Cool.
More of that.
All right.
Gemma as his bride.
Christian Lynch says, Simmons is clearly affected by her time on the alien planet. How do you think this will manifest itself through the rest of the season? And do you think there will be flashbacks of her time off of Earth?
I think there will be flashbacks, or at least an explanation. But
there has to be something.
Or
at least she'll say what happened.
I'm sure they'll do some sort of retro fitting of that story.
I'm worried if it's any kind of power-related stuff that she's going to be more hardcore against the Inhumans and everything. You know?
Yeah.
Unless she has powers, then I'm not sure what she's going to do.
I think that obviously she's going to go through some kind of like traumatic... She's gone through some kind of dramatic thing. She's going to be feeling the effects of that. Maybe some form of PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that Fitz is in the perfect position to help her from that. Because he kind of went through the same thing.
Unless they're like hugging and her powers manifest and she freaks out and kills him.
Don't go breaking my heart. And if that happens, I will slit all of your tires on your truck. Even though it's a S.H.I.E.L.D. truck.
S.H.I.E.L.D. truck?
Yep.
Don't do that.
Nope, you did this. Because if that happens, I might punch you. So stay tuned.
I didn't write it.
So stay tuned to the next reaction of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Alright, Agent 79. This show is riding Daisy and her powers pretty hard. Do you think when and if Graviton shows back up, that his gravity abilities will be able to neutralize Daisy's Quake powers? Kind of like Wolverine versus Magneto, or Iceman versus Pyro, or...
I'm just thinking about riding Daisy pretty hard. Graviton was the guy that got turned into the gravity thingy in the season 1, and then we saw like a face come out of the black stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nah. Right? I don't know. I mean, Daisy she's getting more control, but she's more than just her powers. Obviously, her powers are awesome, but I mean, she's also just a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent.
So you don't think that the gravity guy is going to neutralize her powers? To where like she won't be able to use them or anything?
I don't think so.
No?
I think they could... I don't know. Maybe. See, her powers are powers of vibration and like earthquakes, not necessarily.
Yeah, but if there's too much gravity pulling it down, can it not quake? Things can't move and vibrate if there's too much gravity pulling them, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. That could be maybe. It's possible.
I mean, does gravity affect her power? I mean, whenever she uses it, it's always in a straight line. It's never like falling off.
Yeah. What if the gravity pulled it down and now, like, instead of her shooting it that way, it just goes down? And she quakes the Earth, and the Earth destroys.
Do we have any confirmation of Graviton being back?
Not that I've heard.
Okay, if there is, don't tell us because I want to be surprised.
That'd be awesome though.
Yeah, but don't. No.
XX Steeler XX asks,
All right.
do you think for the Civil War crossover we could see Crossbones invading Ward's Hydra base and then saying something like "Nice try, but this isn't Hydra"? And in the movie we could see Ward and Werner among the Hydra heads Zemo could gather.
Maybe. I mean, that would be interesting to see Crossbones come in and whatever Ward is doing. I mean, Ward seems to be doing it right with going after Von Strucker.
Yeah. I mean, I thought Hydra was dead and stuff before, and then Ant-Man came out and there was a Hydra guy there. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I wonder if, like, were those guys, like, what's the timeline? Like,
I don't know. I don't know how
Ward
it works.
has been doing this for a while.
Were they one of Ward's lackeys?
That would be kind of cool. Or he could be Crossbones' lackeys. I'm not really sure how Crossbones fits in.
Yeah, I'm not sure where he is.
I always kind of thought he was more of a mercenary than he was like a Hydra agent. Maybe I'm completely wrong there. But, I mean, the one thing to say is that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has to take its cues from the movies, not the movies taking its cues from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
So if they do that, I mean, the way he kind of made that scenario makes sense because then Ward and Von Strucker or whoever can just be in the background, and if you don't know who they are, you don't care.
It'd be cool though. It'd be like,
but it would be really cool. So
Ward!
That'd be an interesting way of doing it. We'll see.
Finally, the last question we have is Level Completed asks, how do you see the Civil War crossover going? Will it be like a Winter Soldier level crossover or Agent of Ultron type of crossover? And I think what he means is like Winter Soldier had like a drastic effect and everything on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Everything changed, went crazy.
Uh-huh.
But Age of Ultron, there was some little hints here and there. Oh, the helicarrier and everything.
The power registration thing, I think will... You know, we have this government situation, or this government organization that's taking care of it.
ATCU or something
Yeah,
like that,
but
right?
they're doing something with Inhumans, right? I think that the Civil War can only make them more gung-ho about it, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, now it's all out in the open. We got to stop this thing. Because now, as we've seen, the president's talking about the Inhumans now, you know? He's talking about all the people with powers, and it's an emergency.
Yeah.
That has to factor into Civil War somehow.
I feel like Coulson almost has to show up in Civil War.
Do you feel that way, that he
Yes.
has to, or do you
Yes.
just really, really want
No,
it?
he has to. Especially if they're going to tie Inhumans into the Civil War.
Who's to say they will, though?
True. But,
I mean, they could just talk about Ultron and
Yeah, and just all the superheroes that are.
yeah.
Well, what heroes do they have to fight in Civil War? So they have Thor, Iron Man, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Hulk, Scarlet Witch, Iron Man, and I guess they have a War Machine.
Yeah.
But
And Vision,
Captain America, Spider-Man,
Ant-Man,
and Ant-Man, and Falcon.
Black Panther.
Okay, and Black Panther. But he hasn't been established yet. They're going to establish
He's
him in the
gonna be
movie.
in there.
So they're going to establish him in that movie. There's going to be so much going on in that movie.
I know.
I still think it should be a two-parter. But I mean, if they built off of what's in S.H.I.E.L.D. and what's in like Daredevil and all that, you already have some established stuff.
True.
Bring those in, and you have to establish a whole bunch of other crap in there.
Yeah.
I'm used to that in the Civil War. There were like tons of superheroes and stuff on this side and tons on this side. Not like, well, here's 10 and here's 10.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's gonna be smaller than what the grand scale of Civil War. I mean, I have a Civil War, one of those omnibus books, and it's only like one of like 30. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a huge story, and I don't know exactly how they're gonna do it. I'm excited for it, but how will it affect Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Will any of our characters be in it? I hope so. Do I know, or do I figure? Right now, I'm leaning to no, just because Civil War was still made in the era of that other guy that wanted to keep things separate, not Feige. You know what I'm saying? That being said, if it did happen, you can slap me in my face for being so damn wrong.
All right, so make sure you guys tune in so I get to slap Eric, okay,
Yep,
everybody?
Absolutely.
Make sure you guys are watching because this is coming out Tuesday morning, so that means tonight is going to be Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Make sure you guys tune in to Blind Wave to see our S.H.I.E.L.D. reaction and all our other reactions for Flash, Arrow, Heroes, Game of Thrones, and all sorts of other stuff.
Yep.
So make you guys subscribe, Facebook, Twitter, everything great. I'm Aaron.
I'm Eric.
We'll see you guys later.
Bye.
It's still gone! Damn it!